Someone asked for my favorite unbiased sources on the Uyghur situation in China. And I do not have any unbiased sources. I have some very favorite, extremely biased sources, though. My favorite source for this is actually the originator of the Uyghur Gen censorship myth, the one who created the idea that this is happening in China to begin with. Adrian Zenz is a German anthropologist known for his studies of the Xinjiang internment camps and Uyghur censorship. He is a director and senior fellow in China studies at the Victims of Communism Memorial Foundation, an anti-communist think tank established by the U.S. government and based in Washington, D.C. You see, once you find out who the man is that created this myth, you can see right through it. And when you look at him and you couple that with the fact that there's never been any actual evidence produced to prove that this Gen censorship is happening, it's pretty easy to go from there, right? Anyways, let's take a look at Adrian. So here's a picture of him. Oh, sorry, wrong slide. So here he is, and I do suggest that you give his name a Google and then add fash censorship onto there and see what you find. Let me add that Adrian Zenz has said that he is on a mission from God to stop China. All right, so this is an article by China Daily, a news outlet that I do like to follow. Adrian Zenz, by piecing together dubious information, irresponsibly claimed that millions of Uyghurs in Xinjiang are under detention. He is a far-right fundamentalist Christian who bases his research on radical media reports and speculation. Zenz is a so-called senior fellow for China studies with the far-right Victims of Communism Memorial Foundation, an organization established by the U.S. government in 1983 and is known for preaching regime change in China. So, I wonder what their motive is here. Another fun fact here about the Victims of Communism Memorial Foundation is an outgrowth of the National Captive Nations Committee founded by Ukrainian nationalists, members of the OUN, Banderites. And I think that this is very important. Why Arab and African countries stand with China at the UN. There's a reason why it's European and the United States, it's Western imperialist countries that and their media that are spreading these this propaganda, this mythology about Uyghur Gen censorship in Xinjiang region in China. Or how about this? Arab League visits China's Xinjiang region, rejects Uyghur Gen censorship. And I think that this is extremely important. Many Arab, and this isn't the only time, Arab and Islamic countries have sent representatives to China, to the Xinjiang region, to investigate and have found the claims made by Adrian Zenz to be unsubstantiated. Now, this is incredible. I can't read this, but this goes point by point down the list of why Xinjiang, a complete lie of the century, reality check 2, falsehoods in the U.S. perceptions of China. And this is put out by the People's Republic of China Embassy in Indonesia. Give it a Google. It's really worth reading this. This is a Workers' World article. Imperialist media can't stop lying about mosques in China. And just for reference, there's something like 35 different ethnic groups in China, and 10 of them are Muslim. There's roughly 30 million plus Muslim people in China. The article says, in 2020, the U.S. Mosque Survey counted 2,769 mosques in this country, compared to China's more than 35,000 mosques. This means that Chinese Muslims have nearly 3 times more mosques per capita than do Muslims in the U.S. But the accusations don't stop at alleged demolition. The Western media have also claimed that the Chinese government is carrying out a process of Sinification through the renovations, meaning that China is allegedly removing the Arabic aspects of mosques and replacing them with traditional Chinese architecture. But what in reality they are doing is they are updating. Many of these mosques are very, very old, and they have earthquakes in China. So they are updating and renovating these mosques. And yes, some of them have to be demolished for safety, to save people's lives. This is just more projection by the imperialist, as they call China essentially Islamophobic, you know. It's not China that still is currently occupying many Muslim nations, right? Arab nations. It's not China, it's the United States. Every accusation we make towards China is just projection. We are doing all of the things that Adrian Zenz claims China is doing or have done.